Good afternoon, Oak Tree. Thank you especially for Stephanie and for Serge for stepping in at the last minute to help cover. We were going to have Julia here this Sunday and she was going to cover everything and I was going to be away, but she went down ill with COVID. So please hold her in your prayers, and thanks again for Stephanie and Serge stepping in. I don't know whether Stephanie has done the reading, so I'm going to read it for you. John 10. Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate, but climbs in by another way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listens to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand what he was telling them. Therefore, Jesus said, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they might have life and have it to the full. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. So when he sees a wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Just as the Father knows me, I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. So that's John 10, 1 to 15. There's two bits to this talk I want to look at today. First one is a wonderful kind of a reflection from when Jake, our eldest, was really little. He was kind of just a blob, a baby, and he used to sit up, and his favourite thing in the world was one of those mini pizzas, a ham and pineapple mini pizza about that big. And I don't know where he got the idea from, because you'd cook it, and but it's how he ate it and how he enjoyed the pizza that struck me as quite interesting and actually quite challenging about how we go about our life. Because he used to pick up this pizza and he'd have it in both his hands. And he'd hold this pizza. We didn't cut it into little kind of triangles. He just had this little mini pizza. It was his favourite thing. Ham and pineapple. And he bit the middle of the pizza. He just picked it up, almost face palmed it, and ate the middle of the pizza. And for me, that worked as an explanation for the verse. I came that you might have life and have it to the full. This idea that Jake, as a child, let's face it, it was only last week, as a child, his favourite bit of the pizza clearly was the middle. And the middle of a pizza is quite hard to get, but he wasn't ashamed to admit it, or he wasn't perturbed with the idea. He didn't want to eat from the outside in. He wanted to eat the middle first. I just thought it was a wonderful image. I came that you might have life and eat pizza from the middle. This idea that Jesus' life-giving spirit prompts us to react like that. Jesus' life-giving challenge to our life, challenge to us individually and corporately, is, what is it that gives you life to the full? It is Jesus, but what is that going to make you step into being and doing? The second thing, a bit more theological, a bit more kind of a bit more working on levels, is this idea of being a shepherd. Because the priests and the leaders of the community of the temple at the time were referred to as shepherds of Israel. So to go on this great length reflection of looking through, about going on about a gate and thieves and robbers, and one who enters by the gate is the shepherd, but the one who climbs over is not. The ones that are good, hired hands, they won't hang around and help save the sheep because they'll run off, they don't own it. But the master's voice, the one who hangs around, who fights off the wolves, that is Christ. That is the good shepherd. Now, always when you're trying to kind of find the levels of what's going on in a talk, first thing you must try and work out is, who is Jesus talking to? The very first verse, John 10, verse 1, very truly I tell you, Pharisees, these are religious leaders of the day. This message was for them, these shepherds, these priests, these high priests, were the shepherds, the people who are supposed to look after the sheep, the people of Israel. But they weren't doing it. This wasn't just a message of eating pizza for the middle. This was a subversive message of saying, look guys, you're the ones who climb over and disrupt the sheep. I'm the one that they should listen to. I am the good shepherd. I am the one you should listen to. So we have two challenges. Two challenges that unpack who and what we are and what we're going to do. How does Jesus inspire us individually and corporately to eat pizza from the middle? If we're not in that state, if we're not in that environment of thinking, I want to eat pizza in the middle, you've got to go to God, go to the cross and repent and say, come on, I want life to the full. What is it that I need to do? Second challenge is, who are we listening to? Who are the people, who are the ideologies that we're listening to that are splitting up sheep, that are making people listen to other things when we should be listening to Jesus? Who are these people and the ideologies we should be just putting at the foot of the cross, not listening to, not letting us be divided, and listen to Jesus? It's a quick talk, it's a short talk. My apologies. We only had an hour to come up with it when we heard Julia was ill. Well, my prayers are such that you guys there, corporately, individually, life to the full, eat pizza from the middle. Who are you listening to that you don't need to be listening to? Take it to God. Let him challenge you and let Jesus move in your heart. See you soon.